I don't miss that. I don't miss manly women. I promise you, when you are not living in the United States, I have to spend my days keeping up with the Joneses, not knowing what's going to happen throughout that school year. I don't miss the violent nature of the United States. And you don't need the Jordans. You don't need the jewelry. You just need a nice shoe. Okay, guys, I'm Andre, and this is Love Crossing Borders. I know, usually it's Andrea and I together crossing borders, but today she's with her grandmother, so she spends some time with her family. But before we go any further into that, I got some exciting news. We have a campaign going on. 1,000 subscribers in 10 days. Wow, 1,000 subscribers in 10 days. Let's see how it can be done. Well, the only way it can be done is with your help. So the first thing that we need for you to do is this. Subscribe. Number dos we need for you to do is like. It lets us know, as well as letting YouTube know that we're on the right track. Third thing that we need for you to do is share. Share the link to this video as well as any one of our other videos on your social media platforms. But hey, let's get to the meat now. The topic for today is 10 things that you will not miss when it comes to living or traveling outside of the United States. Number one, prices. No matter if you're paying for a vehicle or if you're just trying to get healthy foods for your family, it amazes you how high the prices are in the United States. By the time your economics make it up to the price of what you're paying for, you know what they do. They raise the price again. Well, when you're in another country, the American dollar, if you're still making American money, for many of us, it may be working online or doing some contract work where your company has you working in another country, whatever it may be, you get the opportunity to experience where the American dollar stretches a long way. For example, we just went out to dinner. Excellent dinner, had all we want to drink, all we want to eat. In the United States, in some cities, would have cost us easily that night $200-300, right? $40 here in Colombia for the exact same quality. So that's one thing when you leave or travel outside the United States, you will not miss about back home. Number two, mass shootings. I hate to say it, we got to get it together, people. Any time where it has gotten to the point over the last couple of years that we have to fear taking our children to school, not knowing what's going to happen throughout that school year, we've got a problem. The other thing that we're not going to miss is mass shootings in public places. Like individuals that have psychological or personal issues going on and take it out on the masses. That's really sad. And hopefully as a nation, we can work together and get that situation under control. Number three of the top 10 things that you will not miss, I promise you, when you are not living in the United States is this: keeping up with the Joneses. I'm going to give you guys a story that happened to me. True story, right? When I purchased my home, we had a neighbor across the street, Frank. Shout out to Frank. He's a good dude, right? And what ended up happening is Frank's yard was immaculate. He had the corner house. He used to always win like yard of the year contests, you know, and I would work so hard to win and so hard to get my yard just right. I walked across the street and I think me and Frank were talking about football. As we were talking, I noticed a few brown spots on Frank's yard, but nothing major, just noticed them. Then as we were talking, I looked across the street to my yard. My yard was immaculate. So what was the problem? The society that I live in teaches me that in one way or another, I have to spend my days keeping up with the Joneses, even if it's not true. You buy a big truck, you've seen the commercials, you buy a big truck, and what happens? You look across the street, your neighbor has a bigger truck, but the only reason he purchased the bigger truck is because he thought he had to keep up with your truck. It's always telling you, you gotta keep up, you've gotta keep up. When you don't live in the United States, for the most part, that mindset falls by the wayside. You no longer have to feel like I have to impress a person to get that person's attention. The other thing that you won't miss when it comes to traveling outside of the United States is feeling downgraded. How much of our society, how much of our time has been wasted trying to make one race or one gender or one sexual orientation feel like they were less than? How much more has racism made us a better nation? I'll wait. What about gender biasness? Worrying about another man's or another woman's sexual orientation. How much money has been made from that? None of us are moving forward when we downgrade each other. And I won't lie, I don't miss that at all. I don't miss that at all. Us as a society downgrading each other. Another thing that I would have to say is that number 5, that feminism. I don't miss that. I don't miss manly women. And you know who you are. I don't miss women that are mouthy. You won't miss women that no offense, ladies. I know men can be rough and tough and wrong in many areas. But we're talking about you right now, not these knucklehead men. We don't miss. When we're traveling, it will amaze you how strong women are, but still feminine. In the United States, you got women that talk to you as if you're talking to another guy in a barbershop. I've seen situations where the woman was 5'2", 5'3", the man was 6'4". She's mouthing off at this giant. And the only way she knows that she will mouth off at this giant is because of one thing. Not because she's stronger than him, but because she knows she's got a police officer in society to her up with that mouth. When you travel, fellas, you don't have to deal with that. I'm not saying you leave the United States and everything's going to be rosy. That feminism, to where women can't be women, they have to be man-ish to accomplish, you don't have to deal with that. Another thing that you won't have to deal with when traveling outside of the United States is number 6. What's number 6, Andre? Unhealthy foods. Some of the chemicals that they put off in the foods in the United States are illegal in other countries. Illegal for them to put that stuff in the foods. If you do try to get some healthy foods, what happens? Let's go back to number 1, the prices. You can't even get healthy foods. The doctors that we have in the United States aren't even trained in the area of nutrition. I'll repeat this. Your doctor that has been taking care of you, your surgeon in the United States, and I'm not talking about other countries because I don't know what they do in other countries, but I do know in our country, there is very little to no training when it comes to being in medical school for nutrition. But when you go to other countries, you'll notice that there are fruits, vegetables, and the way that meats are prepared that are a lot more healthier than what you experience at home. Number 7, you will not miss the FearFocused Politics. I'm going to repeat number 7. You will not miss FearFocused Politics. And what I mean by that? Well, 2020 is coming up, an election year. And once again, they're going to bombard us with commercials that say, if you don't vote for so-and-so, so-and-so is going to take away your right to do whatever it may be. If you vote for so-and-so, what's going to happen? She'll take away your children's right to accomplish this goal. If you vote for that bill, or if you don't vote for that bill, what's going to happen? Your blah, blah, blah is going to raise by 13%. Everything that's going to come at you from the political realm will be fear, but not fact focus. You won't miss that. You're not living in the United States. If only for a short time, you get a chance to see politics from a global perspective. You get a chance to see what people really have to say about us and our country. Some say good things and great things. Some say we have areas of opportunity. Because we're going to number 8, health care prices. Yeah, health care. That's what I thought it was. When it comes to living in the United States, it will amaze you how inexpensive to free healthcare is in other countries, and yet you will not have to compromise quality. You will still be able to live a healthy life with healthy foods, and if something happens to you, you have the opportunity to still go to a doctor, still go to a dentist, still have surgeries, but yet at a fraction of the cost. At the same time, the quality is just as good as in the States. That's impossible, Andre. That's impossible. Well, here we go to number 9. Number 9 thing that you will not miss about the United States is haters. The United States, no matter what you do, you notice we hate on everything. You go after a goal, we gonna hate on you. If you don't do anything with your life, we gonna hate on you. If you sit back and say, you know, I'm gonna write the American novel, don't worry, you're gonna have somebody that's gonna hate on you. Some of the things that make you feel so good about accomplishing a goal, like moving to Colombia, Cali, is because you overlooked the naysayers and you did it anyway, and you were successful at doing it. And that takes us to number 10. What's number 10, Dre? What's number 10? Number 10 thing will not miss, I promise you, when you are traveling outside of the United States is this: the lie. The Matrix mindset. What's the Matrix mindset? Okay, enough of us have seen the movie The Matrix over the last, it's about 20 years old by now. So listen. When you're born, they plug you up into the system. And no matter what's said to you outside the system, you believe only what the system has told you. Now, fortunately, a few of us have unplugged ourselves from the system, and we realize that a lot of what is told to us about other countries, other cultures, other foods, other way of living, other economics by our own country that we love so much has been nothing but a lie. When you travel, you get a chance to see for yourself if that's true or not. Why have they told me to fear that country? Why haven't they encouraged me to go to locations where I can get education for free? Why don't they encourage you to go to locations where you can get medical for free with the same quality, if not better? Because you're locked to the Matrix. You have the Matrix mindset. I'll give you a story. It will amaze you how many people, when I said that I was moving to Colombia, first thing that came to their mind was drugs, wars, and I'm getting kidnapped. Oh, you're gonna get kidnapped. You're gonna get robbed. You're gonna come up missing in the first few days. And so when we get over here, you've been programmed to think that lie so much, you walk around in fear. Now, I didn't, because I did my research. But I know people that did. But as they began to unplug from the Matrix, they start to realize, just like in any area, there's some good areas that you should be around, bad areas that you should stay away from. Same thing that we have to do in Detroit. We know as Americans, you can't go to all parts of America. So when they tell us that another country is so dangerous, but we aren't allowed to look in the mirror of our own country, then something is definitely wrong. Well, I've gone through the list of the top 10 things. I told you it's going to be extremely good. I told you this is going to be helpful. At this point, you're going to watch this video all the way through. You're going to make sure you subscribe, because we're on 1,000 subscribers in 10 days. Pow. We can do this. But also, you want to like the video, you want to share it on your social media platforms, and you're going to tune in for the next video, because the next video I'm going to talk about the 10 things that you might just miss, like I do, about living in the United States when you're traveling abroad. I am Andre. Andre's away. And this is Love Crossing Borders. Watch the video again. Go through this list. And feed the comment section with something positive.